Hey guys, so I'm still working on the light bar for my Rotary garden. My brother Tim, the electrician, came over today and I gotta sneeze. So sorry. He came over and he gave me some advice, and the funny part was I started having some really trippy flashbacks to when I used to work on nuclear weapons on our submarine, and running all these wires and red to blue and yellow to blue and all these other different things like this and circuits and this and that, and taking out hex bit screws and putting them into something that looks like a long, well, anyway, you get the idea. It was really kind of weird and strangely comforting to have that memory, since I have a lot of problems remembering things because of my chronic fatigue syndrome. But it was really kind of weird feeling like I was back on the submarine working on the nuclear weapons and stuff like that. But it was kind of cool too, like I don't know, like an old friend or something like that. I don't know how to explain it, but anyway. So I'm resetting some of the positions, because I had a couple of this one should be a brown one, not a red, or that one should be a brown one, not a red one, because every other wire is red or brown, and then up here it's yellow, blue, yellow, and then every blue goes to a red and every brown goes to a yellow. So it was easier on paper. But anyway, so this has been kind of fun. Anyway, so we're one step closer. I already got the reflective material already cut. And then once I get these set, I'm going to test the distances with actual light bulbs. And I'm going to light the whole thing up and see how it works. And then if all that works, then I'll go ahead and seal it with the reflector sealer stuff. And then I'll get the cap that goes on each end here, and the rod that's going to be going through here all the way through. And I was showing my brother today what the light bar looks like. And those of you who've watched my videos before, you know that the water hose is going to go down through here for the spraying system, and then this is going to be the stationary light bar, which when I'm ready, I'm going to have to take one of the arms off to set the light bar in, and then run the tube through the middle, and then it'll be good to go. And then we're one step closer. And the other thing that my brother's helping me with is the motor for turning this, and he gave me some good ideas for making this more free rolling and less restrictive, and I'm going to do those. And he's going to work with him and his other electrician friends, and they're going to see if they can straighten that part out for me. And also, instead of doing the pump like we were going to do before, we've decided to go with a more old-fashioned approach, which is going to be to put a cistern, which is really going to be like a Home Depot 50-gallon bucket up here on a pedestal. And because actually I can do exactly what I did before with this. Instead of this being a 3-way, I can get a 4-way, and then I can make a pedestal mount. So make that a 4-way, go up like that, over and down, and then the water bucket can be up there. It's not, I'm going to actually make it a cistern, but it's going to have a little toilet valve in it that's going to fill from the reservoir down here, which is where the drain bucket's going to be from the runoff. And then it's just going to be a closed loop system, just like that. And so that way we're going to put little triggers on here, like little, the only way I know how to describe it is it's going to be like a long speed bump with rubbed edges. So when it hits the trigger, as it rolls this way, it's going to open the valve, and the sprayers are going to spray upwards as this unit rolls under it, and then when it comes off, it'll come off the speed bump, and then the cistern valve will shut off, and then it'll rotate to the next group, and as it rolls through, it'll trigger the valve, spray, and keep going. And that way we don't have to worry about all the timing of the pump and all that. We can just use good old-fashioned mechanics. So I'm really happy about that, and makes me feel like I can move forward from the other stuff. So while that's going on, I'm going to go back and redo these throats for the caps, because I want them to be just a little longer, and I want it to be a little bit more seamed and less kind of junky. So I'm going to go back over this and clean it up, and then redo. I'm going to be redoing all of them, because this just doesn't work for me, and it's going to let water into the inside, which is going to push water up against the wood, which is not what I want. And even though the wood's epoxied, you know, sitting water can create mold and all that other stuff. So I want it to be nice and tight. So I'm going to do that in a more less kind of a rushed way. I'm just going to make one size, and instead of freehand cutting it, so be a little bit better. I'm working on my fender on my motorcycle. So besides that, my brother really liked the idea of putting it on rollers, because he said it makes it a lot easier for you. He said, "How are you going to get it out of here?" And I said, "Oh, screws." So he liked that I didn't use the PVC stuff, which is what I was going to use to begin with, and then we had that whole conversation on that one video. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video about my stationary light bar / nuclear weapon. And so if you have any questions, post them, comments. Remember, if you have nice constructive comments, please leave them. If you don't waste energy. Try to be nice. So remember, emotions are gifts you give yourself, and nobody can give them or take them away from you. Love you guys. Bye.